So, Deandre Ayton, man, he is a very interesting player because a lot of people forget that same draft class that had Luka and Trae Young had Deandre Ayton as well. And not only was he with them, but he was the first pick. Like, think about that. Deandre Ayton was picked above Luka, above Trae Young, above Jaren Jackson Jr., and those are players that we think in the future they're going to be better than him. And I think that Luka and Trae are for sure better than him right now. So it's crazy that a lot of people kind of don't talk about that. And also the fact that Deandre Ayton this year, at least in my opinion, I gave him hella high hopes coming into this season. I thought, it was his third year. Last year at the end of the season, he actually was playing really well. He averaged 20 points to close out the season last year. And in the bubble, he showed promise with a jump shot. But this year, offensively, man, he has taken a step back, bruh. He has not taken the step forward on that side of the ball that I thought he was going to take. Defensively, he stepped up. I gotta give him props. It's not like he's not contributing on this team, and it's not like offensively he's like Andre Drummond. I'm not saying that, but the step that I thought he was gonna take compared to what he's actually done this year, it's been significantly disappointing. And I want to talk about if the Suns made a big mistake taking him with that first overall pick and just overall how it's gonna affect that team. But before I get started, I would like to announce that I will be doing a giveaway and the details will be announced at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. But that's all I have to plug. Let's talk about Deandre Ayton. Going into the 2018 draft, the Phoenix Suns had a lot of needs. They were a really bad team. Devin Booker was obviously their star player and franchise guy, but they just couldn't build anything around him. They failed with Dragan Bender, Josh Jackson, and just a whole bunch of bust. But then the basketball gods blessed them with the first overall pick in the 2018 NBA draft. And with the pool of players that were available, they selected Deandre Ayton. And to be honest with you guys, look, Deandre Ayton showed a lot of promise in college. He was a good player. I remember him in Arizona. He was a nice offensive center that also showed some potential to shoot as well. But if I'm being honest, I didn't see a really skilled big man like a Karl Anthony Towns or a generational big like Anthony Davis. And to me, big men are just not worth a first overall pick unless there's something like that. So that's why I thought that they should have taken Luka Doncic with the first overall pick. And obviously today I am still correct. But regardless, this is not about me being right. This is about what the Suns actually did, and they took Deandre Ayton. And look, in his rookie year, he showed a lot of promise. Offensively, he was solid, especially in the post, but defensively is really where the improvement came towards the latter half of the year. And then in his second season last year, he was suspended and missed a good portion of the year. But at the end of the season, he played well and averaged 20 points per game to close out the year, which led me to even thinking that he was going to take another step offensively this year, as I ranked him over Rudy Gobert on my top centers rankings on the Overtime podcast, which had a lot of people riled up, and I will admit I was wrong, because this year I thought Ayton would be a 20 point per game scorer at the very minimum, but this year he's not even averaging 15 points per game. And I know a lot of people's first instinct is to say touches, he's not getting enough touches. No, they give him touches, but he just passes it back to Chris Paul or Devin Booker or Mikal Bridges. He just does not want to score, and I don't want to call him soft, but that's how he's playing. Like, he's playing soft, and it's only frustrating because if he was aggressive, he could be a good scorer in the NBA and actually expand his game, because he does have potential as a jump shooter as well. Now, I'm just not here to completely shit on Deandre Ayton. I do know he does contribute on the defensive side of the ball. He's good in the pick and roll situations with the ability to guard on the perimeter at times, and obviously he is a good rim protector, and even offensively he's still at least a lob threat. I'm not saying he's useless and can't do anything, but I just thought he would be better. And I'm not calling him a bust. I'm not saying it's over for him, because he's still contributing on a team that's one of the best teams not only in the Western Conference but in the league. So I'm not saying he's a bad player or anything. I just thought he would be better. And sometimes it's the standards and expectations that you put on these young players, and seeing all the other players at their age that came to the league with them. Don't forget, he was drafted above Trae Young and Luka Doncic, and that's really where I want to ask that question. Should he be held to the standards that he has to at least be an all-star? I mean, think about it, because to justify taking him over a Luka Doncic or a Trae Young, why would he at least not be all-star material? I mean, Luka Doncic is going to go on to probably have a Hall of Fame career barring any major catastrophic injury. Trae Young has already been an all-star and has averaged 30 and 10 in the NBA. So if you're the Phoenix Suns, Deandre Ayton has to definitely take it up to another level, and that's where I believe, personally, they should just trade him. Honestly, I'm just going to come out straight up with it. I think that they should trade him to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Karl-Anthony Towns, you know? Throw in some picks, obviously they gotta be unprotected, some of them, but it is worth it to pair Devin Booker, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Chris Paul and make a little big three low-key super team, maybe, you know? It's a nice little team, depending on how you look at Devin Booker, Karl-Anthony Towns, and obviously Chris Paul himself. The Suns potentially could do some real damage with whatever they want to do with Ayton, whether they want to keep him and groom him to get better and make a big three with those three, or trade him to get somebody that's already established so you can speed up the process. Because let's not forget, Chris Paul's impact is great and all, but he is old and injuries are a part of his career that you have to consider. So you never know what could happen to Chris Paul going forward, so you gotta capitalize on the moments that you have right here and right now as soon as possible. But in regards to Deandre Ayton, yes, as far as this year and my expectations for players, he is my most disappointing player of 2021. I'm not calling him trash, not saying he's not going to be a good player. I'm not saying the Suns should just get rid of him, even though I suggested a trade. I'm just saying that as far as my expectations go for him this year, he undershot them badly. But that's just my personal opinion. Before I wrap up this video, I would like to give some information on the giveaway. So as you can see on the screen right now, there is the Instagram handle Nothing But Action, aka the NBA podcast. Make sure you go and subscribe to that channel, as we did just drop our first episode under that name title, as we are no longer the Overtime Podcast. Make sure you follow our Instagram handle though, as we will be posting information on the giveaway. You follow that account, you will be automatically entered into a drawing of 2 $100 NBA gift cards. You have to be following that account and obviously a subscriber. I will be announcing the winner by April 31st. Make sure you do that. The links are all down below for the Instagram in the description box, as well as the pinned comment. And speaking of that, make sure you follow me on social media. Those links are also in the description box as well. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, comment your opinions. I would love to know what you guys think about Deandre Ayton. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, as most of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so make sure you do that at the conclusion of this video, and push the bell for post notifications. This is your boy Young Mustard signing out. Y'all stay safe and have a blessed day. Peace.